I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, I feel like it's been ages since I've done a proper voiceover because lately I've been doing a lot of recording with Facecam, so it's not really the same. Like, it feels weird, but it'll probably be okay, I hope. We'll see. Anyways, today we are building a house. So I've done several houses with the same title as this one, so Perfect Family Home, but I realized that I've never done any modern houses or contemporary houses as they're actually called with the same or with this title, so I wanted to do that for today. So this is built in Oasis Springs. It's built on a 30 by 20. It is not for the save file. I just really wanted to sit down and build a contemporary house because I realized it's been like months and months and months since the last one I built, so I thought it was about time. So yeah, that is basically what we're doing today. So this is just for a pair of parents and also a teen. Both of the bedrooms on the second floor, because they're both on the second floor like I usually do with my floor plans, but they both have access to a pretty big terrace, so like they both have their own terrace, so I'd say they're pretty nice bedrooms like that. And if you want to, you could probably move some things around on the ground floor and actually make room for a third bedroom, but I felt like I just wanted to keep everything very open and also keep the bedrooms on the second floor. So I decided not to do that, but it is a possibility if you really want there to be a third bedroom, you can fit it into or onto the ground floor, whatever, you guys know what I mean. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys like this house. We are going for one of my, because usually when you do contemporary houses or you look at interiors in contemporary houses, they tend to be very cold and gray, white, black, which is not something that I'm a big fan of in Sims. I do love that kind of color scheme in real life. It's the same color scheme I'm going for in my own apartment. So I just like that it's kind of minimalistic and stuff, but I don't like it in The Sims. I like that everything is a little bit warmer in the game. I like colors as well, so when it comes to contemporary houses, I like to do something a little bit different with the interior, so it's not the most like style correct interior, I want to say, but it's still somewhat contemporary. At least I hope so. So we are going for a lot of white and also brown instead of gray and white or black and white and gray. So I hope that's okay. It's what I usually do when it comes to contemporary houses. I do want to build more though, because yeah, again, it's been a while since I've built them. So I feel like this is a style that I'm not too comfortable with. And I also like to get out of my comfort zone now and then, so I feel like I should build more contemporary houses. Let me know what you guys think about that. Also, because I'm still missing a couple of bigger ones for my save file. For example, I have not built anything for the Bailey Moons yet, and since they live in the hills, what are they called? The pinnacles or whatever in Del Sol Valley, I feel like they should have a very like super contemporary kind of house. So I'm still trying to find inspiration for their house. I'm also missing the 64 by 64 in Del Sol Valley and also, what am I missing? 50 by 40 in Newcrest. So to make sure that everything kind of goes together in Newcrest, I also want that lot to be a contemporary house. So I'm still looking for inspiration for that one, but I do have an idea of what I want it to look like. However, I have not executed the idea yet, so we will see how that goes. But there'll definitely be a bit more contemporary houses on the channel in these, I don't know, I don't want to say like the next coming days because that's not gonna happen. And also, once we get tiny living, I will be building a lot of tiny houses. To be honest, I have missed building tiny houses, but I've kind of been focusing on exploring like different house shapes and stuff lately. So instead of building tiny houses where you can't really play around with the shape too much because the house is so small, I've been building bigger houses, but I'm so excited to be building tiny houses again because I love tiny houses and I feel like it's gonna be a lot of fun, so yeah. Also, by the way, speaking of tiny houses, I did put up a post on the community tab, so I asked you guys if you had any suggestions for any specific tiny houses you wanted to see, so like theme-wise, for example, single mom tiny house or something. So if you have any suggestions for that, you can head on over to the community tab and leave your suggestions there. I will be looking at them, so we'll probably be building a lot of tiny houses for the rest of January. just so you know, like prepare yourselves, especially the first week. I will be going a little bit crazy. I'm expecting to be able to put a video up every day, which I'm actually super excited about. I can't wait for the different comments and stuff because I love reading comments. Like I read comments every time before I go to bed and also when I wake up. It's a good way to start the day, and it's also a nice way to go to bed. So yeah, because you guys are always so nice to me. Not to be like all cheesy and stuff, but you are. So I'm looking forward to that quite a lot. And yeah, just have activity here on the channel and stuff. But that's always nice. But definitely let me know if you have any themes for any tiny houses you want to see, and I'll take them all into consideration. So one by one, we'll go through them and see what can go up on the channel and stuff. So yeah. Also, by the way, I forgot to say this at the start of the video. This house is inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. So if I saved it somewhere, I'll make sure to link to it in the description. But often when it comes to houses, I tend to just not delete, but I tend to close down the tab before I save it. I don't know why. It's a bad habit, and I don't remember that I need the inspiration picture to show you guys until I'm doing the voiceover, because I'm just in this weird habit. So, but I'll see if I can find it somewhere and I'll show you guys so you can see what the house looks like in real life and stuff. When it comes to houses or just house building, I like to have an inspiration picture as like a kickstart, so I have something to, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I just have something to kickstart me. So I'll get some inspiration and then I'll close it down. But when it comes to contemporary houses, I do keep the picture up just a little bit longer because it is a style that I'm not super familiar with. So we don't have a lot of these houses in Denmark, and if there are any, they're not in the area that I live in. So I have not seen a lot of them in real life either. And it definitely, for me, it's difficult to build these sometimes because it's just so far from the reality that I see on a day-to-day basis. I also live in the city. We don't really have a lot of houses in here. We have smaller apartment buildings and that's about it. So I don't really... Plus the houses that I do see, I can't take inspiration from because they're just squares. So it's a bit of a struggle, but with contemporary houses especially, I do like to take like proper inspiration from the real life houses that I see. So I'll do my best to see if I can find the picture. I should have it somewhere. Did I save it on my computer? I don't really know. We will see. Also, by the way, I don't often say this, if I ever say it, but if you have any houses that you feel like I would have fun building or they'd look good in The Sims or something, you can always send them to me on Instagram or tweet them at me, or I don't know, send them on Discord. By the way, if you're not on Discord, I have a server and there is an invitation link in the description, so you can just click on that and join. It's very easy and we're super nice. We're actually kind of a lot of people over there by now, which is a little bit like, there's a lot of activity going on. We have contests every week as well, and I don't know, it's a lot of fun. So you should definitely join if you've been thinking about it, and if you haven't, now you know and you can consider it. But anyways, so for the interior, like I said before, we are going for a lot of white and brown. You can probably see it here on the staircase because yeah, I actually end up changing the railing to this one from Get to Work. I don't know what it is. I'm really liking that railing these days and I don't really know why. It's slightly industrial, as is a lot of the stuff from Get to Work, but I don't know, I think it looks really good with this staircase in particular. And also, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this. I haven't, because I haven't done any voiceovers for a while, but they did announce that the DIY Delight for the community stuff pack that we're doing right now, all the votes and stuff. So the DIY Delight, the very pink and mint, or was it pink and blue? I don't really remember, but the kind of cutesy one, that one won the, that was weird to say, that one won. But anyways, that won the community vote, so that's the kind of style they're gonna go for. That does not mean though that everything will end up being pink and blue or pink and mint or whatever the color scheme was. The team always adds more neutral swatches as well, so do keep that in mind. It's just the style of the furniture. That's the style. Like, we were only voting for the style, so even the furniture that you saw in that picture won't necessarily be in the pack at the end. So just keep that in mind. But it was the picture that I voted for, so I am super excited about that. Also because I personally didn't want more grandma-inspired furniture because I feel like we already have enough. I want more versatile kind of furniture, and I feel like the furniture style that we saw in that picture was definitely the most versatile. I could imagine it going really well with Parenthood and also Discover University, so those are, or the furniture from those two packs are definitely furniture that I use quite a lot, so I'm really excited that that pack or that picture, whatever, won, and yeah, I hope some of you guys at least are excited about it too. But you're completely allowed to be disappointed, by the way. I just want to point that out. Of course you are allowed to be disappointed, but just, you know, be nice about it and stuff, because I did see some people being a little bit nasty about it on Twitter, and that's never nice. But anyways, so I'm guessing that the next vote will be for, it'll probably take a while before they have that one ready, because now they have to come up with concept art and, you know, all that stuff. So I think the next vote is going to be for furniture and probably also CAS items. I don't know if they're going to release both of those votes at the same time or if they're going to do furniture first and then CAS items later, but I think the next step is that we're gonna vote for a specific kind of furniture that we want. So that is super exciting. This is my favorite step of the community vote pack, where we actually get to see what items we can put in the pack and stuff. So I am super excited for the next vote. But again, it'll probably take a while before that step is ready because, like I said, they do have to come up with all the concept art and stuff first. So there's quite a lot of steps before we get to vote for the next one, I think. But I'm hoping for a lot of clutter at least. I feel like since it is a sort of, what did they end up calling it? Like a knitting pack or something? We would end up with a lot of clutter, so I'm excited about that. I'm kind of hoping there'll be a lot of it, but you never know. So anyways, I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much, but I am so excited for the next step. Anyways, I've now been talking about the interior other than the color scheme, so I do want to say that that was the only bathroom that I'm decorating on cam. The other one is upstairs because this room over there with the door with the glass inserts in it is actually a laundry room, so they only have 2 bathrooms in this house, one on the 2nd floor and also one on the ground floor. I figured that would be enough for a family of this size, so if someone is busy using the bathroom on the 2nd floor, the person or the sim that's, you know, I don't know if they have to pee or have to shower or something, they can always use the bathroom on the ground floor. So it should all work out just fine. And then as you saw as well, where the staircase is, we do have this sort of open area. So I suppose you could put I almost said laundry room, but I meant the living room area there, and then this is where I ended up putting the living room, but you could turn this into another bedroom if you wanted to. I just felt like, for me personally, I would like the living room to be a little bit closed off at least, so that if you're watching TV, all the noise won't, you know, travel through the entire house. I feel like that would be a little bit annoying, at least to live in if you think about it realistically, but you could put the living room area where the staircase is if you want to. So if you really want a 3rd bedroom, you could put it right here, but I just decided not to. And then for a change, I've ended up using this coffee table. I never use it because I feel like it's so difficult to fit into interiors. Like, where do you put an aquarium coffee table? But then again, I felt like, you know, this house is a little bit planty, it's a little bit jungly, if that's even a word, I don't think it is, but as for the color scheme as well, it kind of fit the house too because I do use a lot of darker browns, but I also use also white, but also this sort of medium brown as well. So I felt like since it came in this swatch, I kind of had to go for it, also because it's been a long time since I've used it, so I hope it's okay, but it's definitely a bit of a niche sort of item, I want to say, but it's cute. So also I feel like one of the struggles using that coffee table is that you can't actually size it down because the water doesn't size down, so you have to keep it this size, which unfortunately is quite chunky and quite big, so you do need 2 3-person couches for it to fit in. But since I used these couches from, where are they from? Island Living, I think. It suited the color scheme and everything as well, so I just kind of went for it. But Again, it's not a coffee table that I use very often. I don't even remember what pack it's from. Is it My First Pet Stuff pack or something? Honestly, I don't remember. But anyways, moving on to the dining area. It's not really a dining room, it's a dining area. Very simple, very open. There's not really a whole lot going on here. I wanted to make sure that the dining room was in a sort of open area too, but in an area where you could actually see the backyard, even though they don't have like a proper backyard, which you'll see later on. But still, I wanted to make sure that they could sit at the dining table and at least look out a couple of windows, because I just like that. I think I've said that in several voiceovers by now, but I like the thought of just sitting at a dining table and being able to look out the window and see nature or something. Even if you're not a very naturey person, it's a nice thought, at least to me. I'm not a very naturey person, but I still like the idea of sitting at a dining table and being able to look at the nature or something, so I don't have to be in it, so that's fine. So I ended up putting the dining table there, and then over here, because I did have some extra space, I decided that they needed a computer area of some sort. So I don't hope, did that make any sense? I hope for the sake of the parents that they don't work from home, so I hope they're not like business people or a writer or something else. They could possibly be like, actually I don't fully know. Do computer or do, what are they called, cops? Do they also use the computer? Yeah, they do. They use them to investigate, don't they? I just hope the parents don't work in some kind of job where they have to use the computer from home, because I feel like it would be quite distracting to just sit out in the open and work on the computer. So while people are walking by behind you, you could possibly hear the television in the background or something. I like when I'm building for families where the parents work from home or they have to work on the computer quite a lot to, you know, get jobs, or not get jobs done, but get, what are they called? Assignments done or whatever, when they have to do that from home. I like to give them an actual office so they can sit there and do it in peace. So that's why I hope the parents don't have a job or have jobs where they have to work on a computer from home, because that would suck just a little bit. I feel like my dad did that. He was a teacher before he retired, and when we were living in, because I used to live with my dad alone for quite a long time actually. My parents are divorced. But he used to do his work because teachers have to prepare for classes the next day and stuff, so he had to do that from home. And he would always sit in the living room and do it while the TV was just, you know, working in the background and stuff. And I feel like that would have been so distracting to me. I could never do that. I don't know, maybe I'm just easily distracted by TVs. I don't know what it is. I probably am, to be honest. But still, at least I can give my Sims an office where they can work in peace. So I do when I feel like it's necessary, but not today. But anyways, so this is the parents' bedroom, and now we're done with it. I don't furnish their terrace until I think after I furnished the other terraces actually. So I did place a dining table up here on the second floor as well, so it's outside actually, just in case they want to eat outside instead of just sitting down in the common area or whatever. I feel like sometimes it would be nice to sit outside and eat, maybe if it's super sunny or something. So they also have a dining table here on the second floor. And then this is the teens' bedroom. And I always struggle when I have more than 2 doors in a room. I feel like it's difficult to fit in beds. So for this room, it was the same kind of deal. Even though we only have 2 doors, one of them is a double door, so it does take up a lot of space, and you can't place anything in front of it. So it was a little bit of a struggle figuring out what to do with the layout of this room, but I feel like it ended up working just fine. So the teenager that lives in this room does have their own dresser. They also have their own computer with a desk, of course. Actually, it's a laptop, not a computer. And also a bookcase, so maybe they're really into like school stuff. They're super focused on getting high grades and stuff. They're probably gonna do really nice later on in their lives. I don't really know, but no room for any hobby items, so I feel like that's just what they focus on. You could probably fit in a couple of guitars or something, but I decided not to, so that is just how that is. And the dresser where they keep their clothes is also fairly small. It's the one from Discover University, but I couldn't fit in a closet or anything like that, so it is what it is. And I love that wallpaper, by the way, the one with the leaves on it. I don't use it too often, but I just felt like it fit perfectly into this apartment. It also comes in several different green swatches. There's both a dark green one and also a lighter green one, and I think there's one with a blue background as well, so the background is blue and the leaves are green, and then there's this one that's just gray, which I love because it's still plainsy, but it's not too colorful, so I decided to go for that one for this house. But I was also tempted to use the green one now and then. I don't know if I did in the living room actually, I might have, I don't really remember, but it's a beautiful wallpaper, and it's also a base game, by the way, just in case you hadn't noticed. It should be in all of your games if you've updated within the past like 1.5 years or 2 years or so. So anyways, this is the other one of the terraces. Actually, did we furnish the teenagers terrace? I don't remember anymore. I might have looked away for just a second or a minute or so because whenever I do voiceovers, I always have my floor plan picture up on my other monitor so I can keep track of where we are in the build, and also in case I forgot like the layout of, you know, the different rooms and the furniture that I used, I can always just keep track of it on my other monitor. So I was just looking at that for a second, but I think we furnished, yeah, we did furnish the teens terrace as well, so they just have a small lounge area up there. So do the parents, but I also gave them a chess table, so they have something to do on that terrace. And now we're just doing a little bit of landscaping. It's very simple, by the way. I tend to go for very structured, very simple landscaping when it comes to contemporary houses, just because I feel like they're so, like, everything is so planned out when it comes to contemporary houses. It's very squared and stuff, so I feel like the landscaping kind of has to fit that, and that's why I make it very structured. So again, with the landscaping, it's not wild like I do with my traditional houses, for example. It's just very planned out. As you can see, we have these framed up areas where I ended up putting grass. I'd usually actually put flowers there, but I just decided to go with grass this time. I don't really know why. I just felt like it looked nice or something. So I believe the grass is from Island Living, in case you were curious. It's super textured and like it has a wild shape as well, so I like to choose that one over the base game one, which I think should make sense because it looks nicer and newer and stuff. So, and then of course, because we are building in Oasis Springs, I also added a couple of palm trees, but they are the base game ones just because I feel like if I ended up using the Island Living palm trees, they would have stood out a little bit too much compared to the other palm trees here, so it kind of has to go with the surrounding landscaping as well. That's just how it is. And then also, because I get a lot of questions about this, whenever I use cars, the cars are in the World Objects catalog, their base game. It's not a hack, it's not a mod, it's not CC or anything like that. They can be found in the World Objects catalog. So if you scroll down and click, where's this click for more or open, or I don't actually remember what it says, but if you scroll down under the video, you can find the description, and I always leave the cheats that I use in the description. So if you just type those into your games, the World Objects catalog should open up for you, or not open up, but you have to, on the left side of the screen where it says search, you have to write debug and then click on one of those, and then there should be a whole lot of new items popping up that you've probably never seen if you've not experienced or had a look at the World Objects catalog or the debug catalog. There's a lot of stuff to go through, so I'm just warning you, but also a lot of fun stuff to build with, so I definitely recommend that you do test it. It might take a while for it to load depending on your computer. Like on mine, because I have all the packs, it does take a while to load, so just, you know, be cautious and be patient and all that. But anyways, moving on to the backyard. So they have a big pool for 3 people and also a floaty. The floaties are also from Island Living, in case you did not know. And I also decided to give them an outdoors kitchen. I've been doing this thing with oversized, or not oversized, but I sized up shelves, and it kind of looks like, I don't know, it looks like sized up shelves, basically. I know. Mind-blowing anyways, but I just feel like it looks nice next to counters, next to the kitchen counters, so I've been doing that quite a lot. I also did it in the indoors kitchen, but I hope it's okay still that I reused the trick, but it just looks nice. It's different from just, you know, regular counters, so I like to put a lot of clutter there. And other than that, we're adding some lights. I think I ended up moving both the lounge chairs and also the dining table, but that should be about it. So If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. Again, if you have any suggestions for any tiny houses you want to see, head on over to the community tab and leave your suggestions on the top post or on the newest post, and I will be going through all of those suggestions at some point. I'll be reading all of them, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that, by the way. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
Show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul, honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see.